news cycle, into Twitter.
Right.
You can just disconnect, quarantine yourself, and take this time to learn a new skill.
That's what I guess that's what I was trying to say.
You know, take the free, like this unprecedented amount of free time.
Like you're kind of forced to have this time off.
Right.
And be home. You can do something with it, I guess. Stuff that you don't usually get the chance to do.
But people who are worried about money, I'm actually pleasantly surprised at our government's response to those people. One being that it looks like they're going to put mortgage payments and evictions on hold for now. They're actually going to be implementing some kind of UBI to pay everybody, just give everyone a check. He says that's coming within like 2 weeks. And there's going to be a lot of fallout, I'm not lying. When this thing goes away and then we all kind of walk out of our fallout bunkers, there's going to be a lot of problems to deal with, a lot of debt. I read that one of the Secretary of Commerce or Employment or whatever said that he's expecting like 20% unemployment during this time, which is like Great Depression era. I mean, that's bad. That's bad. There's a lot we're gonna have to deal with, but I think that, you know, on a larger level, sometimes shaking things up like this can result in some good things. For example, we obviously have some fundamental issues with our society that need to be addressed, that this crisis is illuminating. For example, the UBI, we need to have a social safety net for people. We need to be more prepared for stuff like this. So I'm hoping that at the end of this comes some kind of positive movements towards the betterment of all people.
I wonder if people are gonna get used to doing more stuff from home afterwards, even when they don't need to, like working from home.
I also wonder if people are gonna, like, is this gonna kill shaking hands? Is this gonna kill touch screens?
Right.
You know, for example, like going to bathrooms and they don't have paper towels and you have to open the door.
Yeah.
That's the kind of situation.
Just shouldn't.
I mean, I know, I always felt crazy. You take the paper towel, you open the door, but now it's not that crazy, is it?
No.
There's certain things I feel like maybe the party's over in terms of just acting like you know, ignoring contagion. We need to be smarter about how we pass on bugs to each other.
I just feel like also for anyone who wanted to pursue anything, and usually they don't have the opportunity to, like, if you wanted to write something, a movie, you know, or a book or whatever, or if you're into gardening, it's like you can actually just do whatever you want for a minute, even though it's in a very dark situation and a dark setting.
Well, I always hear this, you probably heard it, that like Shakespeare wrote King Lear. And Sir Isaac Newton wrote calculus during quarantine and discovered gravity, or defined gravity, which is like, and for example, me, like both of those, I am going to get to 1000 Paragon on Diablo 3 and get on the leaderboard.
There you go.
So we all have our ambitions here, folks. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. What else I got? You want to see some depressing shit, Euler?
No, I'm over it.
I'm over it.
This shit's crazy. Tom Hanks, as you know, got coronavirus, him and his wife were there in Australia. But then, Tom Hanks has a son named Chet, who posted this video on Instagram. Here, let me just show you this.
What's up, everyone? Yeah, it's true. My parents got coronavirus. Crazy. They're both down in Australia right now because my dad was shooting a movie down there. But I just got off the phone with them. They both are fine. They're not even that sick. They're not worried about it. They're not tripping, but they're going through necessary health precautions, obviously. But I don't think it's anything to be worried about. I appreciate everyone's concern and the well wishes, but I think it's all going to be all right. But I appreciate it, and just everybody stay safe out there.
So, I mean, nice message,
Yeah.
but obviously,
How is this
How is
Tom Hanks' son?
I was like, who is that? I was like, no way, this is Tom
How are
Hanks'
they
son,
related?
Chet. played by Chet Hanks. Because he has his other son who's like an actor, Colin Hanks.
Right, and he
And I
looks
was like,
him.
yeah, I was like, oh, all of his kids look like Colin Hanks. You know, they all look like him. Like, he's like Tom Hanks Jr. He's like a sweet American boy, actor, looks just like Tom Hanks. But then you've got Chet.
He's a rapper.
Chet's got like a urban kind of slang. He talks like he's from the hood a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, Chet, you're Tom Hanks' son. I mean, but I guess, look, it's got to be tough being Tom Hanks' son.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, you got to get some attention. You know, it's a big spotlight to deal with. So, in a way, I give it up to Chet for making a unique
What's up, everyone?
persona for himself.
Yeah, it's true. My parents got
Can't be easy. But that being said, here he is. We were just looking at his Instagram, and here he is doing a Jamaican accent. So here's your boy Chet.
Big up the whole island, massive. It's your boy Chet and that coming straight from that Golden Globe.
Would you rather have a battery that delivers extra life or extra power?
I have the whole beach to come. Extra life. I'm gonna disagree.
He's on the red carpet doing this, man. You know Tom Hanks is gotta be like, Chet, can you not do this on the red carpet?
Sorry, I just realized how loud my water drinking was.
Yeah, he's like, Chet, I appreciate the rapping. I'm very supportive. All I ask is that you don't do the Jamaican accent on the red carpet. I'm Tom Hanks,
They're
Chet.
having like a serious family discussion. Like, can we just not do the Jamaican?
Chet, people, I'm super supportive. I love your music. I just have to say the Jamaican thing is just, I don't want people to start talking and on the red carpet. And then Chet's like, fuck you, Dad. He spells his last name with an X, by the way, Hanx.
I think that's just a little gag. I saw Tom Hanks do it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Oh, it's like a family thing.
maybe.
How cute.
Because I think when he announced the corona, I think he signed off Hanks.
Oh, I wonder if he got that from
X.
Chet. It's because it's kind of urban hip-hop. It's your boy, Chet. Chet. Is Chet short for something? Anyway, here's another
I
one.
think it is. I don't remember what.
What could Chet be short for? Cheddar? Cheddar
Cheddar.
cheese? Cheddar Hanks. Here's number 2, Ela. I do all respect and love to Chet. I'm not putting your boy on blast. Like I said, I know it ain't easy being Tom Hanks' son, but I'm just shocked that this guy is actually related to Tom Hanks.
I know.
Here's another one.
Yo, big up the youth them way out of Kingston. We wake up this morning and we see the thing turn up. Internet gone mad. Respect, you don't know. The soul forward I got. Booyaka, booyaka.
Booyaka.
I feel like he's been practicing that quite a bit. He's got that down. I gotta say, I'm impressed by his Jamaican. He's on DJ
One
Khaled
more
level of Jamaican. You know,
So,
it's gotta be short for cheddar, right?
DJ Khaled.
He was doing research. You gotta bring the drum roll back. The excitement, the
why is
tension
it so
music.
hard to find this?
Ela.
I get stressed when I need to read something on the show.
What is Chet? What does Chet stand for?
I don't know what I'm looking at.
ahead,
Oh,
Ela.
here. Chester.
Oh, Chester. Chester Hanks. Chester's a nice name.
That was stressful.
Yeah, I was getting stressed. So Chester Hanks, there you go. Now you learned something. And finally, Jared Leto missed the coronavirus straight up. He was on a 12-day long meditation vacation. Now, if you don't know about Jared Leto, he's like a cult leader. He hosts a gathering for his band, 30 Seconds to Mars, called Mars Island. He has described it as a cult, and I have to admit that I also think that it is a cult, based on what I've seen. Here's a tweet. It says, oh yeah. He goes, yes, this is a cult. Hashtag Mars Island. So he was out in like the desert with all of his freaky white robe wearing.
Why do they always wear the same color, like in every cult?
Yeah. Because it's not that. I feel like the cold is just not that original at this point. It's like we've seen it, we get it. How do people keep falling for this shit? But there you go. And then like, by the way, I love this photo. There's a photo of him sitting with all of his cult members. They're in white. And then there's one dude here with a Marvel shirt. It's like, homie, you couldn't get a white shirt for your cult meeting? It's Marvel, bro. It's awesome. It's like, dude, you gotta choose your alliance. Are you 30 Seconds to Mars, or are you Marvel?
Yeah.
You can't do it both ways. God, Jared, what are you doing? Anyway, here, look at this.
Why do people need cults? It's so weird.
You know this guy, like, you know this guy slams.
And yeah, that's what a cult is.
That's basically every cult leader. It's like he wants to have sex with everybody. He wants to make a bunch of money. I mean, it's amazing. It's incredible, this whole cult phenomenon. It just keeps happening. But there you go. It's Jared Leto. He's usually handsome, charismatic, yada yada yada, slamming. That guy probably has like 1,000 kids. So he missed the whole coronavirus. He just came out of isolation and was like, "Oh wow, what's going on here?"
Nice.
Here, let me see. I've got the tweets
So
right
what do
here.
they do? Go back to isolation?
I would.
They're like, hi, okay, bye.
Yeah, you know at least nobody there has the virus. He says, wow, 12 days ago I began a silent meditation in the desert. We were totally isolated, no phones, no communication, etc. We had no idea what was happening outside the facility. Walked out yesterday into a very different world, one that's been changed forever. Mind-blowing, to say the least. I'm getting messages from friends and family all around the globe saying, I have your kid and you owe me child support. No, they said, I'm catching up on what's going on. You know he's got so many bastards. Hope you and yours are okay. Sending positive energy. Stay inside. Stay safe. Jared Leto, everybody. Here's his website, by the way. I was kind of curious. So he has these shows, 30 Seconds to Mars. Here's what it costs to get into a cult. The Stargazer package. This is the most ghetto version. 3 nights, all inclusive, one payment of $1,600, or if you're broke and you want to go paycheck to paycheck, $300 of 6 payments. You've got different levels here, going all the way up to. You've got Stargazer. That's funny. That means your ass is just on the ground, up at the stars. And then the next one is the Adventure.
They provide anything for this money?
I mean, it says all inclusive. I don't know what that means. Let me click.
Probably Fire Festival
Let's see.
style.
It includes festival of full-length concert. Well, okay, that's the least you. Wellness activities. That sounds like fucking
Bullshit.
nothing. Stay in air-conditioned bell tents that accommodate 4 guests and have access to shared modern facilities, including showers, bathrooms, which are conveniently located. Okay. So you can add on. Oh, great! You can add. Wait, you said all-inclusive. You can add on early entry for $550. You can get a tattoo for $100. How the hell are you gonna sell a mass tattoo? Do you really trust some guy who's just coming tent to tent giving tattoos? You think that guy's cleaning his needle? How funny. A holistic massage, $90. You know that's just some like.
Holistic.
How's that different than normal massage?
It's cult style holistic.
Yeah, somebody in a white garb and dreadlocks is gonna do it. Deep tissue massage for an extra $5. You can throw that in there, $95. So if I add all this on, which obviously I'm getting the tattoo. This is a good bargain, $99. $99 for a tattoo, that's really cheap.
They don't ask like how many colors.
What is it? What am I getting tattooed? So now I'm up to $2,500. That's not bad. You know. Oh, let me look at pictures of it. Let's see what the tent looks like. So if you're doing such a great cause for humanity, why are you trying to make so much money from this? You know what I mean? This is the thing with cult leaders. It's like, yeah, I need to get rich and get laid all the time, by the way. next one is the adventure mode. So this one you're gonna go to do some things. The adventure mode. Let's see what the adventure package has. This one starts at $3,000. Let's see. Adventure package holders have shared ensuite bathroom and shower facilities. That's it. So they just have attached.
So they have their own bathroom?
That's
no,
what it
it's
sounds
still
like.
shared, it says.
It says have shared ensuite. Yeah. What does that mean? Shared with who?
It's just not a tent?
It's just a little nicer. It looks
It's
like
a little nicer tent.
it's like a little structure. Yeah. That's awesome. I love this. Let's see what else there is. This is total Fire Festival shit.
They're like all inclusive, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you just get this
Ham sandwich.
ham sandwich. It's
Oh
super dry.
no, the Wanderer package, $4,000, dude. What do we get? Let's see. You get a stay in air-conditioned forest lodge in the South Camp that accommodates 2. Package holders have shared ensuite bathroom and shower facility. It said the same thing on the other one. What am I paying an extra $1,000 for? Let's see. By the way, if you have to do this in payments, you really can't afford it. Jared. Really? If you gotta do 6 payments of $600 because you can't afford $4,000?
That makes sense to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck me then. Fuck me in the
My mom
tits.
is like that. She does everything in payments.
But hold on, we got the VIP package. Oh my god, this one is over $7,000. Whoa. And then the Phoenix package, you're rising from the ashes. They don't even say the price. They're like, contact us. It has a picture of him, of Jared.
Oh,
The
shit.
silhouette. Oh, dude. Pay up and you can hang out with our prophet. Here's the Daydreamer package, $7,000. $7,150. Luxury awaits on the island. This is so Fire Festival, bro. The VIP package is located in sun lodges that are completely waterproof. I hope they're waterproof. Damn, why do you even have to say that? Lockable. No, okay. Lockable.
That's so
This doesn't sound
luxurious.
Damn. And fully furnished. But they shared ensuite bathroom, so you don't even get your own
I feel
bathroom.
like it just tells you about all the previous ones a little more.
Right. You're like, bro, right.
So you cannot lock everything.
And they're not waterproof, apparently? You better hope rain doesn't rain. Available for 2 package holders with either single or double bed configuration. Some lodges are set inland, away from the coastal flooding. It says inland, so I'm assuming in their own camp, close to the kitchen and pool area, providing convenient and exclusive access to the weekend festivals. 3-night all-inclusive festivals, including 2 full-length concerts by 30 Seconds to Mars, as well as community and wellness-focused activities. Stay in a shared occupancy, air-conditioned lodge. This mother effer, dude. This is fucked. And you still gotta pay extra for the tattoo.
So how much is it?
$7,150.
Wow.
It's weatherproofed and lockable, and it's located inside the coast, so you don't get flooded. That looks like a shithole, if I'm being honest. Man, why do they gotta do this?
It's a shed.
It's a shed. It's really a homeless man's. Looks like where homeless people would live. I want to click this one that doesn't even list the price. This is the Phoenix package. Ultimate luxury awaits you.
Wait, it's
The
in the same picture.
Yeah. Let's see what's the difference. The VIP package is located in the private sun lodges that are completely weatherproof, lockable, and fully furnished. So they don't offer. They don't offer any. Oh, here's VIP activities. You ready for this? Early entry, priority entry, VIP activity with Jared Leto. How much do I have to pay? I wonder how much this costs. They didn't even list it.
They probably screen you based on how good you look.
Yeah, how likely he is to fuck you.
So you basically pay for him at the end to fuck you.
That's such a good racket. I wish I was good looking enough that people want to pay to have sex with me. Let's see. edition print. I don't even know what that means. Sound check? What does that mean? Like you're at the sound check?
You get to be the person that does the
Do the sound check for us.
1, 2 check.
You get exclusive VIP merchandise signed. You know, it's just like a little poster. Private boat dinner, followed by a private opening ceremony with the band on an exclusive limited edition gift from Jared and Shannon. What? Private transfer to and from the airport. You know, that's just a school bus. Dude, I'm having total Fire Festival flashbacks. Fridge stocked with beverages daily. Epic. Private yoga sessions. Complimentary massage. Oh, well, thank you. It's a complimentary massage. 60 minutes. Reserved water sports equipment. Pool noodles reserved for you. Complimentary snorkel equipment. This is so corny. Family style dining. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. After show late night food. Group concierge services backstage tour from a crew member.
They really have milked this thing to the max.
This foodie is lost. Because when your website underperforms, you lose people. Build breakthrough digital experiences on WP Engine.
Hey, Papa here. It's Papa John, and you're listening to the H3 podcast. Go Ethan. Go Eli.
One that can, I don't know.
Well, you know, someone made a good point that I read. They say, you know, you don't have to be glued to the news cycle and to Twitter.
Right.
You can
Fucking
just
piece of
disconnect, quarantine yourself, and you know,
So,
it's got to be short for cheddar, right? He was doing
with this
ham sandwich.
ham sandwich. it's
Oh
super dry.
no, the Wanderer package, $4,000, dude. What do we get? Let's see. You get a stay in air-conditioned forest lodge in the South Camp that accommodates two. How much do I have to pay? I wonder how much this costs. They didn't even list it.
They probably screen you based on how good you look.
Yeah, how likely is to wanna
Yeah.
fuck you?
So you basically pay for him at the end to fuck you.
That's such a good racket. I wish I was good looking enough. That people want to pay to have sex with me. Let's see. Barthol Cuban limited edition print. I don't even know what that means. Sound check? What does that mean? Like you're at the sound check?
You get to be.
And also interestingly, finally, Big Brother. There's all these Big Brothers going on, and they put them in isolation, and they have no idea what's going on in the world.
I love that.
So now,
But what about the crew? The crew that works.
they know.
Sure, they know.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah.
But I saw a clip of one of the girls noticing that the live audience was no longer there.
Oh.
They're like, "What's up? Where's the live audience?"
Oh my god. Shouldn't they tell them?
You know, it'd be awesome if the crew abandoned, and then everyone was gone and nobody told them, and they keep on living their life at Big Brother, but nobody told them. So what they're gonna do is have a special live stream where they tell them all what's going on. And I have to be honest, I would watch that.
You're not gonna
I don't
believe it.
understand German, obviously, but I would watch that. March 17th. What's today? Did I miss it? I missed it. I'm sure I haven't seen clips of this.
Right.
Where's this girl talking about? Let's see. Here she was
Heard
talking.
it.
You couldn't see it.
Yeah,
Right.
it was all empty seats.
Yeah, you know, it just makes you think, well,
And we
family,
would
right? It's a
hear
good
them
thing.
sitting down because
It's a
the
good thing.
first
Right.
eviction we heard people, woo, right?
Unless the house is now soundproof.
All of a sudden,
Well, but they would let
we would
us
have
see
seen
the
it on
audience.
TV.
Yeah, we would have seen
There
it
was
behind
someone
her.
in the audience.
That's true. But I thought the whole entire building was big soundproof.
I heard the audience.
Yeah, I think it's weird.
Maybe they
So
don't trust us.
strange. We're living in a set.
Yeah.
I know. It's not a house. It's like we're little like doll people. I envisioned this as an actual house. I didn't envision it as a set. And then I came here. I'm like, oh, we're living in a set. Yeah.
I knew that was coming. I knew.
The Big Brother told him to shut up. I don't watch this show. It sounds crazy. I really want to watch the Big Brother guys react to that, but I don't know where it is. So there you go. Well, that's about all we've got here today. This will come out on Friday. Hopefully, the world is still. We're filming this on Wednesday, so hopefully the world is still here on Friday. Maybe Thursday. I don't know. See what it's ready. Now what we have to do is we're gonna send it to Dan. He has to put in the videos.
Because normally
It's a lot
they
more
would
complicated.
live switch.
Yeah.
So whatever we're watching, they'll live switch to that. And
Yeah.
so there's no editing afterwards, but now they gotta edit everything in.
Yeah, it's a lot more complicated, so it may take a little extra time. That's why we say Friday. So we are so yeah, this will come out Friday, and
This was watchable.
it was great. This is come on.
I get in my head all
It's better
the
than
time.
nothing. Can we say that?
Yeah,
Better than nothing.
it's a low bar.
Well, that's the bar that's set right now. There's nothing going on. Better than nothing. Well, this was a weird app because it was like I can't ignore the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And well, I'll tell you what else. The other reason was the challenging. You guys will know soon, but you know why.
Oh,
Think about it.
okay.
Yeah,
I
you
got
got it.
you.
It's very challenging. We can talk about it next episode.
Okay.
But I think we did fine. You know? This is the quarantine zone. How's it sound? How does it look?
Right.
How does it compare? That's what I would like to know. And did you laugh? Did you smile? Did you think? Did you wonder what it means to be human on a planet here? We are a collective. We are a hive. We must band together to survive or be our own demise. Well, there's the Great Firewall, they say. They say, do alien civilizations evolve to go interplanetary, intergalactic? And they say, well, maybe none do. Maybe we're the most advanced. Maybe there's a great firewall that prevents species from evolving to that point. One of them we could be experiencing now is a pandemic. The next one could be far worse. And if we don't get wiser and learn from this, we may never venture to the stars. Think about that.
Right. Just what I wanted to hear.
You want to go to the stars?
Yeah, why not?
There you go. I just want to have my brain beamed up to the.
Saw pictures of Mars today from Elon Musk.
Really? I didn't see those.
They got a cool panoramic.
Are they on Mars? He's got a bot on Mars or what?
Yeah, you can open his Twitter.
Oh,
It's kind of cool. I just woke up and I'm like, oh, okay, here's pictures of Mars on Twitter.
looks like Earth. It looks like the desert. Whenever I see pictures of Mars, I'm like, oh, I've been there. Come on. Desert.
Yeah.
footage, dude.
That's pretty cool. It's like
Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
totally see everything.
But you know what I mean? I was like, shit, I've been there. Before we shot our camping video.
Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas, pretty much. Wow. I'm more impressed by the high definition of that photograph. Alright. Enjoy the quarantine, everybody. I will try not to talk about it anymore now. We are here to entertain. We are not here to politicize. We are not here to kvetch or to complain. We are here to make your existence on this earth a more pleasant one. So from here on out, burying something absolutely catastrophic that we absolutely cannot simply resist talking about, we will avoid corona-based topics. What do we call this episode? H3 Podcast Forever. H3 Podcast Never Dies. H3 Podcast Quarantine Zone.
Show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah. Show from home. Quarantine style. Flatten the curve.
Flatten the curve, baby. Alright. That's it. Thank you. Stay blessed.
Thank you guys.
Painting a meme. Painting a meme. Painting a meme.
There's a whole galaxy out there.
Painting a meme. Alright,
doctor about
Queen.
anything you feel, physically
I will
and
do that
emotionally.
because you
Body
got paid $1
and
million.
mind.
Charter.
Iconic viral videos to come out of the early 2000s internet. Few have aged as well as the Afro Ninja video. Yeah, the Afro Ninja takes a pretty nasty spill here, but God, is it not a funny clip. I mean, the way he commits to the nunchuck choreography after nearly knocking himself out gets me every time. The Afro Ninja video has accrued millions of views over the years, and it's easily one of the most well-known fail-style videos. That being said, few people are aware of the actual story behind this clip. There's more to it than you might think. It may be hard to believe, but the Afro Ninja wasn't just some random schmuck in over his head. He was actually an award-winning professional martial artist and stuntman, and his failure to perform in this video was a freak accident of sorts that ended up being leaked onto the internet without his knowledge. Today I'm going to tell you the story of the Afro Ninja. What were the circumstances that led up to this video clip, and what happened to the Afro Ninja after the clip went viral? But first, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. That's right, Raid Shadow Legends, the dark fantasy RPG that is single-handedly financing the career of virtually every 100k plus subscribed YouTube channel, is now sponsoring your boy. Raid is playable on both mobile and PC, and best of all, it's free. Collect the cast of over 300 champions and where you can win unprecedented rewards, including free energy refills, gems, upgraded artifact sets, and new epic and legendary champions by completing Legendary of the Afro Ninja begins with sets and new epic and legendary stuntman who had been working stunt roles and champion being Hexbeaver. She fine though. You'll also get extra rewards in your inbox during the first 30 days of playing, so click the special links below to get started. And without any further ado, let's get on to the Afro Ninja story. The story of the Afro Ninja begins with professional martial artist and stuntman Mark Hicks. Hicks was a Taekwondo master and stuntman who had been working stunt roles in Hollywood since the late 1980s, though his career really started gaining traction in the 90s after landing roles in Wild Wild West and Rush Hour. His momentum would continue on into the new millennium, with his first big post-Y2K gig being Rush Hour 2, where he resumed his role as Chris Tucker's stunt double. In fact, his performance can be seen during the climax of the movie. As you can see, Mark Hicks was no amateur, and as the 2000s progressed, he found himself becoming one of the hottest stuntmen in Hollywood. But in the coming years, Mark Hicks found his career in danger after an unexpected blunder threatened to ruin his reputation. The trouble begins in 2004. Hicks had been training in Hong Kong. States about an open audition for a vague kung fu character role in a LeBron James Nike commercial. The commercial itself was to promote LeBron's Chamber of Fear Air Force One colorway. Hicks was already intrigued by the proposal, but he knew that he had to go after learning that his childhood martial artist icon Jim Kelly was going to be in the commercial. For those unaware, Jim Kelly was the first black martial artist film star. Known as the Black Samurai, he has some insane accolades under his belt. Hell, he co-starred alongside Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon. Feeling as if this was an opportunity he couldn't pass up, Hicks got on a plane back to the States and prepared for this audition. The audition itself was loose in its requirements, only asking that participants showcase some sort of martial arts ability. Because of Hicks' reputation in Hollywood, he was already somewhat of a favorite to secure this role, and the incompetence displayed by the majority of auditionees only bolstered his odds. Hicks had prepared a short routine involving a somersault and some nunchuck work for this particular audition, only practicing a few hours beforehand. When it was finally time for Hicks to showcase his skills, he walked onto the set a bit jet-lagged from his flight, but also with the confidence of a seasoned martial arts master with decades of experience. That being said, I doubt anybody in the room expected what happens next. Fortunately, Hicks didn't suffer any serious injury from the fall, and after resting for a few minutes, he was given the opportunity to perform the stunt again, which he executed successfully on this attempt. Even though he was able to land it the second attempt, this whole experience was extremely embarrassing for Hicks. Despite his catastrophic failure, his performance was leagues above anything else witnessed that day, and Hicks was ultimately given the role. Months later, he would appear in the Nike commercial alongside LeBron and his childhood hero, Jim Kelly.
You think you're Superman? I ain't Superman. You ain't got no game, brother.
Hicks was happy to have been a part of this commercial, but he still felt shame from the botched audition performance months prior. He was very much a perfectionist and was embarrassed that the small film crew saw his mistake. And with that said, later that year, his shame was about to be multiplied exponentially. Turns out somebody leaked the audition tapes from the Nike commercial, and Mark Hicks' embarrassing fail was leaked onto the internet. Thus, the Afro Ninja was born. Eventually, the Afro Ninja video became so big that even television picked up on it.
See, that's a true athlete. I like how he tries to save it, you know. Like, maybe I can pull this off. Whoa!
Mark Hicks was mortified, telling Business Insider, "I have no idea who leaked it to the web. I wanted to do some serious bodily harm to the person who leaked it. It takes a long time to gain respect and trust in the stunt business. I felt like this video would destroy all that I had worked for by making me look like a goof." Mark Hicks' fear is certainly understandable here, but the thing is, this video didn't really hurt his career in the long run. The time following this video spread was one of the busiest and gig-filled eras of his career. While the whole ordeal was certainly embarrassing for him, he would eventually learn to embrace it. People will not remember me for winning 3 stunt awards or the projects I've done over the last 15 to 16 years. They'll remember me for Afro Ninja. So I figured, who knows, maybe I can generate a living from it. In an effort to profit off the meme, in 2009, Hicks directed a feature-length film based off of his experience going viral called Afro Ninja Destiny. Now, when it comes to the actual quality of this film,
it's not good.
I watched a good 30 minutes of this film in the process of making this video, and it's pretty awful. Really one of those films where it's so bad that it's actually entertaining in a weird way.
Myself.
Well, myself. There's a lot of mail that needs to be sorted. Now.
If you do a bit of searching around, you can find this movie free online if you're inclined to watch it. Now, I think it goes without saying that this movie went straight to DVD and it was a complete commercial flop. In fact, Hicks actually lost a lot of money making it as he self-produced the entire film. Despite Mark Hicks' effort, he was never truly able to convert the Afro Ninja meme into dollar signs. But at the end of the day, it wasn't ruining his career and he had his stuntman work to fall back on. So he wasn't like many of these viral sensations where they try to profit off the meme and fall flat on their face after the meme dies off. He had a backup plan. Ultimately, the Afro Ninja video proved to be a semi-harmless blemish on Hicks' professional career, a blemish that has entertained millions of people. To add to that, Hicks' blunder was actually indirectly responsible for Tosh.0 becoming a show. Afro Ninja was featured on the very first episode of Tosh. When Daniel was pitching his idea for the show to Comedy Central, Mark Hicks' appearance was key to establishing a proof of concept for the Web Redemption series. And as history goes, Tosh.0 would become one of the most popular shows on Comedy Central.
Okay, the moment of truth. I've got your nunchucks. Thank you. Is there anything I can do for you? No, I'm good, man. I'm far enough away? No, you're fine, man. Okay. I'm nervous. No, don't be. It's fine. Yeah, but I've seen them when this doesn't go so well. Do you want to say a prayer? Take a knee? Hungry? All is good. All is good. Everyone deserves a second chance. It was beautiful. God, that was beautiful.
Except for Daniel Tosh. No second chance for him.
In 2009, a black man with a fake afro helped me introduce to the world the Web Redemption. You know him as Afro Ninja, but to me, he will always be known as my first. Welcome, stuntman extraordinaire, Mark Hicks. Oh, seemed extremely unnecessary. Mark? Daniel. Have a seat. Good to see you again, man. Nice to see you. So what? Stunts! I want you to know that by far and away, you were my favorite Web Redemption that I've ever done.
Well, they say something about the first is always special.
Does that make you proud to be a part of TV history?
Yeah, I guess so.
Would you say being on this show was the highlight of your career?
No.
No. Well, Mark, you definitely made my life a lot better. I honestly wouldn't have sold the show without you, so sincere thank you.
It's my pleasure.
All right, man. Good seeing you.
Take care.
All right.
Excuse me.
Stunts.
In recent years, Hicks is still working in Hollywood as a stuntman, and his latest big movie appearance was in Avengers Endgame, where apparently he played one of the Wakandans, though I'm unsure exactly where in the movie he shows up, but it very may well be in the final battle with Thanos, and if that's the case, that's pretty kick-ass. Today, the Afro Ninja video has over 18.5 million views on YouTube. Hicks estimates if you combine re-uploads and views on other sites, his failed stunt has been seen more than 80 million times online. Fortunately, this embarrassing moment that disseminated across the internet didn't ruin Hicks' career in the way he feared it would. He learned pretty quickly to embrace the meme and ended up relatively unscathed from all of this. And that's the story of the Afro Ninja / Mark Hicks. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below in the comment section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. Want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, I've been waiting. What are you?
What the fuck? Sup, you beautiful bastards. Hope you had a fantastic Thursday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show. Buckle up, hit that like button, and let's just jump into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is that Gal Gadot video with all those other celebrities. Where you see her with the likes of Natalie Portman, Jimmy Fallon, Will Ferrell, and a ton of others, all filming at least a line to cover John Lennon's Imagine, right, in an effort to uplift people on lockdown around the world. Gadot saying that over the past few days she's gotten philosophical and also...
You know, this virus had affected the entire world. Everyone. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, we're all in this together.
And going on to say she was inspired to do this because of a video of an Italian trumpet player performing a song on his balcony for his quarantined neighbors. And ultimately, we got the full video, and then it was actually met with a large amount of backlash in the comments section, and then also especially on Twitter. Right, and then generally you have people making jokes about this video, saying that these are just wealthy stars who are out of touch. With comments like, everyone in this video can afford to sit this crisis out while the rest of us are in danger of losing our homes, jobs, access to healthcare, etc. But hey, at least they got together to sing this tune to, quote, comfort us. What a contribution. I feel better already. But despite all of the backlash, of course, there were also people who found the video heartwarming, appreciated the message and effort. Right, some defending the stars against criticism, saying, you know, this video was made with good intentions. One, here, I will admit that I am a little bit biased, especially since Gadot didn't use my clip.
Imagine all the people
cringing to this song. Obviously, a joke. 2, the video is a little bit cringe. 3, it doesn't make me dislike any of these celebrities. I do think that their intentions were good. I do think in moments like this, we do need to come together more. But also, 4, I genuinely understand the anger people could feel in moments like this. You have these people, these celebrities who, yes, just like you, they're going to have to worry about the coronavirus, but to a much smaller degree. If your world's on fire right now, next week, the next month, that is uncertain times for you. And then you see someone who in no world is going to experience the level of struggle that you're going to experience, you're not going to be inclined to react positively to them. Right? And the thing is, since this started, and it will continue moving forward every day, the differences between celebrities and everyday people is becoming more and more apparent. For example, you look to the NBA, right? NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has said that 8 full teams have been tested for COVID-19, right? And that's a ton of people, and it is in stark contrast to the many Americans struggling to just get their hands on a test when they're going in with symptoms, let alone the number of rich people and celebrities being tested with no symptom. Right, so their swift access to these tests had a lot of people raising their eyebrows. This including New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, who said, "We wish them a speedy recovery, but with all due respect, an entire NBA team should not get tested for COVID-19 while there are critically ill patients waiting to be tested. Tests should not be for the wealthy, but for the sick." Now, the Nets are one of the teams that kind of the focal point of this story. They've defended their ability to test players, saying their close proximity and frequent travel justifies the need for testing. Also saying they acquired the test privately and did not get them from the CDC as to not strain public resources. And regarding the situation, there was this really notable moment, right? And Trump was asked if stars can or should have easier access to testing. And he said this.
Well, you'd have to ask them that question. I mean, I've read. No, I wouldn't say so, but perhaps that's been the story of life.
Right, and the thing is, I think a lot of people in everyday life go, yeah, the story of life. But now we're in this world of it is a story of life and death. And so understandably, you have people looking at celebrities of all kinds, like Kris Jenner being tested negative for the virus. She got it despite displaying no symptoms, but said that she attended a birthday party for someone who tested positive, though it is worth noting that party was 16 days prior to her announcing this test. Though, to be fair, not all celebrities have been able to waltz into a clinic of their choosing, get tested immediately. Or we saw the likes of Heidi Klum posting on her Instagram story that she had symptoms that were in line with the coronavirus, but was told by 2 doctors she could not get tested. Though, there is a chance that her messages online had an impact in this, because not too long after saying this, she was able to get tested. But still, with this, you're seeing everyday people frustrated, if not outright furious, with people sharing stories like, "My brother has a fever of 103 and respiratory problems, and his coworker tested positive for COVID-19. ER sent him home and told him, quote, we don't have enough tests to test you, and told him to self-quarantine and not to go to work. Yet Kris Jenner can get tested with no symptoms." We also saw doctors chiming in, saying things like, "As predicted, COVID-19 is exposing all of the societal inequities. It's upsetting for me, 1, to have to ration out COVID-19 testing to my patients, then 2, have to wait 5 to 7 days for the results when celebrities are getting tested with ease and quick turnaround times." Right, so a byproduct of this pandemic isn't that it's creating more inequality, it's just that it's highlighting heavily on the one that already exists. Right? You hear in frustration, it's not just associated with the fact that a celebrity can get the knowledge if they have something or they don't have it. It's also the fact that everyday people do not have the knowledge if tomorrow is going to be okay. Right? And that's because just in part, over the last week, we've been seeing just wave after wave of layoffs. In fact, the Labor Department reported this morning that 281,000 people applied for unemployment benefits just last week. That is up 33% from the previous week, and economists expect the situation to get much, much worse, saying that more than 1 million people are on track to lose their jobs by the end of the month. And while that is shocking, it is also not necessarily surprising. I mean, stocks have been plummeting. A lot of the economy is grinding to a standstill. We've seen more and more businesses shutting down because of the coronavirus. Places like bars, restaurants, gyms, malls. I mean, just yesterday we saw reports that companies like Marriott are furloughing tens of thousands of employees. And to make matters harder here, layoffs have also put a massive strain on unemployment offices. We're seeing reports of people waiting on the phone for hours. You also had so many people trying to file for unemployment benefits in states like New York, Oregon, and New Jersey that their websites ended up crashing. Right, and of course, part of this is because of how fast unemployment is rising, but it's also because a lot of state unemployment offices didn't expect such a rapid surge. And so many have low levels of staffing. Right, you have inadequate staffing in a situation where right now this has happened so fast that unemployment numbers are on pace to do in a number of weeks what it took the 2008 recession months to do. Also, one of the big notes that I want to hit on here is that a number of people are finding out they don't even qualify for unemployment. Right, for example, in the Washington Post, there's a story of a 30-year-old Army vet named Sean McGuire. He lost his job as a dishwasher in Portland because of the coronavirus, and he told the Post, "I was on hold with the Oregon Department of Labor for over an hour. They were inundated. When I finally spoke to a person, they told me I don't qualify." And reportedly, this is because McGuire had moved to Oregon from New York at the beginning of the year. And so that unfortunately meant that he hadn't worked in Oregon long enough to qualify for state benefits. So after that, he tries applying online in New York, and he said that the website ended up crashing, so he ended up calling the unemployment office. And there, after another long wait, he was told once again that he did not qualify, this time because he had quit his job in New York. The thing is, there are a lot of people who currently do not qualify for unemployment in their state, and they are going to find out soon. This including gig workers, tip workers, full-time students. In fact, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, 16 states have such restrictive criteria that less than 20% of laid-off workers even qualify for unemployment benefits. But let's say for a second that you do qualify for unemployment in your state. One, you could be in a state where you have to sit in a week-long waiting list before you can see any payment. Or two, you might find that the average weekly payment of $385 just just is not enough. You know, and regarding this situation, you had labor economist Martha Gimbel saying workers expect unemployment insurance to be there for them in a downturn. A bunch of workers are about to find out that it's not. This is a real-life nightmare. Every hole we allowed to grow in our social safety net is hitting us all at once. Now, with all of that said, as far as what is being done to fix this problem, we've seen states like Texas and Pennsylvania loosening rules around their unemployment benefits, temporarily scrapping their waiting week provision. Also, yesterday we saw the U.S. Senate pass a bipartisan bill that would provide sick pay and free testing. Notably, though, that bill also includes $2 billion to state unemployment insurance programs. That bill received House approval earlier this week, and yesterday evening, President Trump signed it into law. So that bill is expected to provide some relief, but it is not a cure-all. I mean, even before this pandemic started, you already had 23 states running low on their unemployment trust funds, which, you know, is part of the reason why we're seeing another big push by the Trump administration and a lot of lawmakers to get checks in the hands of Americans. Right? And obviously, this is something that the federal government, the state governments, just the businesses themselves are all having to figure out. And obviously, this is still a developing situation. We're going to keep our eye on it, still report on it. But to briefly bring it back to the initial thing that took us down this winding road, understand why there was genuine anger in the backlash towards these celebrities that, you know, they were doing something somewhat harmless, but it was cringeworthy and somewhat disconnected. The inequality between certain people, the differences in those lives is more apparent than ever, and it's not in a flex a watch, flex a car sort of way, but in a life or death way. And when people are fearful, that easily leads to anger. And some of the trends that we're seeing on Google over the past week: 4,400% increase in unemployment during coronavirus surges. Is the world economy crashing? Increased by 4,350%. Will supermarkets be closing? 4,600%. And kind of funny enough, it brings us back to the importance of trying to spread the message that we are not alone in this. And everyone's experiences right now will not be the same, because life is not fair that way. It is the unfortunate reality of this situation, but we can be there for one another in different ways. For those that do have, you can look up local businesses and not-for-profits online, see how you can help. Also, for example, the Center for Disaster Philanthropy recommends directing donations to free clinics in areas hit the hardest by the outbreak. And for those who don't have, or just for everyone, on Tuesday, the American Red Cross and America's Blood Centers announced that the United States is facing a severe blood shortage. And this following thousands of blood drives across the country getting canceled because of the outbreak. Or you have the Red Cross's leaders saying that they're taking additional steps to keep all donors safe. And so you have the organizations encouraging anyone who is healthy and eligible to give blood or platelets to make an appointment to donate through the Red Cross. And just in general, reaching out to one another. I've probably talked to my mom and dad more in the last week than in like the last few months. Right? And so it's true for everyone, right? Just to talk, to keep in contact with everyone. Obviously over devices, right? Everyone should be as safe as possible. You know, emotional support is a thing for everyone, but also especially for those in the scariest groups to this virus. If there is a time where people are supposed to stay away from one another, but we can actually come together more emotionally than ever, it is now. But ultimately, that's where I'm going to end this story. And of course, just pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts around any and all of those things that we talked about? Also, what are you experiencing right now? But from that, I want to share some stuff I love today, and also sponsored by my own dang self, specifically shopdefranco.com, where today we launched some oldies and some new goodies. If you've missed the days of being able to get our sports shirt, boom, it is back. We've also launched another one with different colors, as well as the brand new sports track jacket. It goes with the shirt, or really with anything else, it'll look great. I'm a big fan of the feel in general, the thumb holes, just the overall thing. And two notes here. One, for the next 24 hours, if you use code TAKE15OFF, you will get 15% off. And two, the money that I'm supposed to get from the sales of these shirts this week, I'm just going to donate. So if you want to grab it while you can, link down below, or just go to shopdefranco.com. And the first bit of awesome today is actually uploaded 2 other videos. The videos with the fantastic Dr. Mike, and one, it's more lighthearted, talking about him just being a hot doctor. And also two, we had this really important and hopefully enlightening conversation around vaccines, anti-vaxxers, the whole thing. Go check out those videos, subscribe to the channel. Then we got Big Sean on Hot Ones. The New Yorker showed us the coronavirus's impact on Chinatown. Ted Ed gave us the imaginary king who changed the real world. Binging with Babish gave us chickpeas. We had Guy Pearce breaking down his most iconic characters. In a Nutshell gave us a fantastic video on the coronavirus explained and what you should do. And if you want to see the full versions of everything I just shared, the secret link of the date, really anything at all, links as always are in the description down below. And then, if just briefly we should update the numbers regarding the coronavirus that we were seeing worldwide and locally. According to the most recent numbers as of filming this video, there have now been over 227,000 cases of the coronavirus worldwide. And notably now, based off of the public numbers, Italy has the highest death count, coming in now at around 3,500 deaths, which is really concerning news to see in general, but also very interesting because it comes at a time not only when Italy is expected to extend their lockdown, but also when it's been reported that in the last 24 hours there have been no new domestic cases anywhere in China, including in Wuhan, where the outbreak began. Now, as far as the United States, as of 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there were 10,755 confirmed cases. The The total number of deaths at 154. The number of recoveries, 106. We also saw the news today that Australia and New Zealand are now closing their borders to foreign travelers in response to the virus. Britain has reportedly closed schools for all children unless their parents are key workers in professions like healthcare or law enforcement. We've also seen the news that Ford and General Motors are looking into making medical equipment, specifically ventilators. Ventilators, if you don't know, have been key in trying to help those who have the coronavirus. And this move, if it happens, would be notable because according to reports, there are only about 62,000 ventilators in the entire United States.
The Rock the Bump Body Butter is a great final step to the skincare routine. I love to massage into my belly bump, and it's almost like I'm massaging baby. So it's nice to pamper myself and baby.
United States. And then let's talk about young people and the coronavirus, though it needs to start with this clip.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, we've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had the strip playing. 2-3 months. So we're just having a good time.
So, in part, this story deals with spring breakers again. We talked about it earlier this week. You had young spring breakers still partying on crowded beaches while a lot of you were probably home, like, just going, turns out I watched the entirety of Netflix. I didn't know that was possible, but here we are. Or you're out in the world, but not because you want to be recreationally, but because you have literally no other choice. And following those videos, the video I just showed you, there was a ton of backlash. You even saw Florida Governor Ron DeSantis responding by closing all bars and clubs for 30 days, limiting beach parties to 10 people. But still, as you can see from Brady Sluder, who looks like a guy that would be an aspiring SoundCloud rapper, but he can't figure out SoundCloud yet, it's still not stopping these bright young minds who are going to lead us into the next stage. Also, in Brady's defense, he wasn't the only dumb asshole.
Like, it's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion. I think it's doing way too much.
Doing us bad. We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Now, of course, my response to this is, don't be stupid. Stupid? But also, I say that understanding, having realized over the last 13, 14 years of doing this, is that stupid will always find a way. You never really stop stupid. It's just so dense and powerful. But that said, I still want to try to appeal to some. Because if I can't appeal to you by letting you know about the risk that you might present to a parent or a grandparent or someone else who is just immunocompromised, then maybe I can appeal to something that you seemingly ooze of, and that is self-interest. Brady, it turns out you and your friends are not invincible just because you are young and healthy, right? It doesn't mean you will not get the virus. And I say that because according to a new report released yesterday by the CDC, out of the 508 patients known to have been hospitalized in the United States, 20% of them were between the ages of 20 and 44. Now still, I do want to point out that the vast majority of deaths, about 80%, were from people 65 and older. But also, I'm guessing the potential for you to be hospitalized, not a good prospect, I hope. But also, one of the most shocking things from this report was the number of younger people who tested positive for the coronavirus. Of the 2,449 patients with known age, 29% were between the ages of 20 and 44, and more than half were under the age of 65, meaning that people under the age of 65 were statistically just as likely to get the virus and have conditions serious enough to be hospitalized as those who are over. Though, we should know that there are more people in the general population who are between the ages of 0 and 65 than those who are 65 and older. So that could be part of the reason we're seeing these numbers, which is hard evidence that contradicts the common narrative that people under 65 are just significantly less at risk. And understand, I'm saying they are less at risk for dying, but not for getting the virus or being hospitalized. And even beyond that, we've also seen reports that some people who get over the virus still have lasting issues. According to a physician and health systems expert at Mount Sinai Health System and Icahn School of Medicine, lots of young people are getting hospitalized. A lot more than we're messaging. And yes, maybe you don't die, but living with a damaged lung or damaged organ is not a good outcome. Right? So essentially, he's trying to convey that Kelly Clarkson is full of shit. What doesn't kill you doesn't make you stronger. And specifically in this instance, it can result in you being hospitalized, give you organ damage, and just, main point, don't be stupid. Stupid? And that is where I'm going to end today's show. And hey, if you like this video, hit us with a like. If you think more people could benefit from straightforward news, more common sense stuff, share the video. Also, if you're new here, definitely hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to turn on notifications. Also, if you're looking more to watch, I just put out 2 new videos with Dr. Mike, or maybe you just missed the last one of the Franco Show, you want to catch up, you can click your tab right there to watch right now. I say words real good. But with that said, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow. Because there's a Friday show. Did you already forget? How dare you?
I hope you like this video. Subscribe if you like it.
Phil, you got
Check
cute
this guy
kids.
out. He's killing it. And how about this girl? She's got skills. And
Get off
millions
my
of other men and
fucking
women
device.
proving every
accomplished seafarers, mighty warriors, and at one time or another visited and established settlements all over the northern hemisphere. In fact, around 986 CE, this guy called Leif Erikson was part of an expedition that landed in North America about 500 years before some guy called Christopher Columbus landed in Cuba and was all, hey, I discovered America. But I know that's not why we're here. We are here to do our best to entertain you so you can have fun while you're not learning. So, today on Tabletop, Marisha Ray, Chris Cluey, and Allison Hayslip are here. And we will all travel to the port city of Midgard to save it from a bunch of trolls, lindworms, draugr, and other jerks. Now, only one of us will triumph, but we will all be the champions of Midgard.
Drought of content, my ass. Drought of content, her ass. I'm producing content. Somebody should. Jeff Bezos should pay me $300 an hour to live stream because I am a genius. It only takes me 3 days to make a meme. I'm just old school. 2 days. Hopefully. Let's see what this looks like after we get an outline on it. Outline. Let's do one more thing. Let's do one more thing. Dummy thick. Ugh. Excuse my burping. Alright, let's do this. Let's make it happen. Transparency is a hard thing to accomplish. I am not a very good painter, as my professor Gary Chapman said. I'm not a painter. But let's see what I can do. Years of isolation and training. I'm like a kung fu painting apprentice. Not a master, that's for damn sure. Oh man, this is not what I wanted it to be. I wish Cucaraco was happening right now. That's what my wish would be. If I had a genie, my first wish would be, I wish Cucaraco was going on now and forever, and that I was there painting with my usual privileges, and everybody was happy and nice and kind and sweet, and we had some good music, and that it would go on forever.
Champions of Midgard is a worker placement game with a little bit of set collecting and dice rolling designed by Ola Steinus. We are all the leaders of Viking clans who have traveled to the town of Midgard, which is having a pretty bad day. You see, the Viking Jarl has died, and now Midgard is under siege by trolls, draugr, other nasty creatures who are like, hey, the Jarl's dead, let's go wreck his town and take his stuff. We are here to help save the town, and in the process, collect enough glory, which is this game's version of points, to become the new Jarl. At the start of the game, each of us will choose a different Viking leader with a unique special ability. We'll also draw a secret destiny card that will give us bonus glory at the end of the game if we complete its challenge. The game takes place over 8 rounds, and each round we'll put worker meeples in different parts of the board to get resources, just like we do in Lords of Waterdeep or Stone Age. When we have enough resources, we can place our workers on spaces that will help us earn glory, usually by defending Midgard from attacking trolls, draugr, or by sailing to a different land to fight some of these nasty creatures in their own houses. Getting to a distant land is not easy. Players need to build their own boat or rent a boat from this character I made up called Bjorn the Boat Guy. They need to stock up enough food to feed the warriors they take with them, and they have to hope that they don't encounter anything awful on their journey, including the Kraken and whirlpools. But before you get all excited to sail off and fight stuff, remember, the whole reason we're here is to defend Midgard. So, if a turn goes by and one of these trolls isn't defeated, it sort of rampages all over the place, and the people of Midgard are justifiably pissed at us. If that happens, all the players in the game get one of these blame tokens for not helping out, and this will count against his or her glory when we're totaling up the final score. There are 3 types of warriors, and they are all represented by dice. When we fight a creature, we will pick up the warriors we have recruited, and we will roll them to see if they hit it and hopefully defeated it. Grab some mead and put on your historically inaccurate, culturally insensitive horn helmet, because we are about to be the champions of Midgard.
I'm Allison Hayslip, and you know me from Titan's Grave. What, Kiliel? I'm the sideline reporter on BattleBots, and I am Faith in Conman.
I'm Chris Cluey, probably most well known for being a punter for the Minnesota Vikings. I've also done a lot of other stuff. I've been in a band, I've written a book, and I'm now a game designer. I've come up with a game called Twilight of the Gods that will be published by Victory Point Games.
Hello, my name is Marisha Ray, and I am a voice actress and geek and host, and you can see me on Critical Role here on Geek and Sundry.
We need to choose the starting player.
Okay.
The starting player is whoever has earned glory in battle most recently. Clearly, you and I are not part of this.
No, I have not battled anyone recently.
This is going to be between Marisha and Chris because we are playing this the night after on Critical Role.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
just took down Kevdak.
However, Chris has been in battle on the football field.
I was a literal Viking.
That's right. You were a literal Viking. That's true. That's true. So that's like the most glory. But your glory was most recent.
Yeah, that's true. The rules do say most recent.
Chris, I salute you in your glory, regardless. Even though your glory is slightly beneath mine, just like
I mean, I was a punter, so.
You were an actual Viking. That's so funny.
Yeah, and that was 100% an accident. So I was
You
just
weren't like, oh, we have a Viking game. We should have the Viking
No,
play.
because I was like, we're playing a couple of games this year that are a little heavier on strategy. I know Chris enjoys worker placement games.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll put Chris in this game. So this is what we're looking at right now. Our market stalls are interesting. We've got the folk warriors, which let you turn 1 food into a couple of swordsmen. You get the Scald, which lets you get 2 glory. The generous merchant gives you a wood and a food, and the raiders let you turn wood into 2 spearmen. Marisha, tell the kids at home who you are and what your secret ability is.
So I am Gilfer. Gilfer, the seaworthy. Nah. And I do not pay when taking goods from the merchant ship.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you sure it's a hard G and not a soft G like Jiff?
Oh my god. Like Gilfer?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering.
Gilfer sounds more Viking.
Are you sure?
Or maybe it's like a French language Gilfer.
This is probably also a good time before we get started the game for me to just apologize to actual Nordic people. Right. We are gonna murder your language.
genuinely sorry about that. Marisha, you are the first player.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go
So you get to
first.
go ahead.
Okay, well, it's only appropriate for me to go straight to the merchant ship.
Yeah.
Deal those swordsmen.
I need some more swordsmen.
Chris, go ahead.
So the character I'm playing is a berserker called and his ability is whenever I engage in combat with a creature, if I roll on the combat dice a 2, then I get an extra glory point.
So I'm going to need to be doing a lot of fighting, which means I need dudes to do stabbing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go trade in my wood for 2 spearsmen all the way over there, if you could assist me.
Yes, here at the Raiders?
Yep, so I will turn my wood in. Right. Stabbing commits.
And Allison.
All right, well, I am Sven Hilder. I am a sword maiden, which means anytime I roll and my sword hits, I get an extra hit because of it. So I get a little extra juice out of my swords.
Yeah.
Which means I want swords.
Yeah, you want swords.
So, you know what I'm going to do is trade in my meat.
Yep, for swords.
And get my 2 swordsmen.
Yeah, okay. Go, and here's a pair of swordsmen for you.
Swords people.
I'm playing Dagrin the Destined. Her special ability is that when I go to, look into my future, I get to draw 2 Destiny cards and then take the one that I think is going to be best for me. And has the potential for a crap load of bonus points at the end of the game. Well, you know what I don't like doing? Going last. I'm going to the Jarl's Longhouse to take first player and a swordsman from the supply. Going last in a worker placement game sucks out loud. So my strategy now is to get that first player marker and hope nobody takes it away from me except Allison, because going second is kind of the only thing you want to do if you can't go first in this game.
I am going to get some meat.
From the smokehouse.
From the smokehouse.
All right, Chris.
Can I go on the troll and then not assign any warriors to it?
Yes.
Sweet. I'm going on the troll.
Interesting. Just so no one else can take the troll?
Right, so I can decide if I want to kill the troll or not, and if I don't, then I can just go to the hunting ground to get me.
The troll card allows you to assign blame to someone else. So if I can control the troll, that means that I'm effectively giving negative points to my opponents. It also plays into my hero's power of I want to be engaging in multiple combats.
I feel like you got to go for the glory when you can get the glory.
Grab it.
So I'm going to just take a little bump right at the beginning of the game.
There you
Taste.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the Generous Merchant.
Yeah.
I get food and wood.
Marisha.
I'm going to go fight a Draugr.
All right.
Draugr, there you go.
Okay, Chris.
I'm going to grab
Isn't it drow?
Okay, Allison.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to snatch this wealth card because I feel like I could use this in the future.
Good play.
Yeah, since gold is so sparse.
I am going to visit the Sage's house.
Bam.
Because Viking warriors have become a little bit of a premium for me, I'm looking into the future as often as I can before I go across the ocean to hopefully not lose as many warriors just to the journey as I would if I had no idea where I'm going.
Is it clear sailing? You have to tell us if it's clear sailing.
I do. Pretty sure I don't.
If you tell me if it's clear sailing, I won't give you the blame token.
Bribery.
Oh, that's interesting. That's well, all right, guys. Who wants to fight stuff? Sign in warriors.
Bam. All right, so I will be fighting the troll.
Yeah, fight it.
Take this, Redditor.
Dicks. All right, so you murdered the of that troll.
I did. Unfortunately,
You lose one guy.
4, 5.
I
You
lose
lose
dude.
one guy.
Nice.
And use that useless swordsman.
Yeah, he's out of here. And I get a bonus
glory.
Yep.
Total 4 glory,
Yep, 4
right?
glory total. And then I
Okay.
get a wood.
And you assign a blame token.
I do.
Let's see. Who is to blame? Who is to blame?
It's a good question.
Who is to
I feel like it's probably going to be me. I mean, I can feel everybody looking at me.
I know. But I feel like that's so obvious, right? Like that's what everyone's expecting.
Yeah, so it's probably what you're going to do.
Well, no, because what I'm thinking is that the ability to get free stuff is pretty good. Yeah. So I'm actually going to give
shame in that.
The blame.
There's no shame in being thrifty.
Okay. You know, the thing about stealing, though, is that it's not being thrifty.
You know, it doesn't say that I steal. It just says I don't pay.
She gets resources for free that normally you need a coin to buy. And looking at the resources that she's getting, they're really good. And so I know she's probably going to be the biggest threat, so I want to make sure that I'm setting the stage that, okay, you get one blame now, and then you get a blame later, and then you get a blame later, because the blame increases exponentially. The more you have, the worse it is. So I want to start setting that stage right now.
No, I'll fight the redeem my name.
Yep. You hit the Draugr once.
I did.
And the Draugr's defense is 1, so the Draugr dies.
The Draugr does die. But you lose a dude. So
one
get out of here.
Okay. You get 2 gold.
And 5 glory.
Money bags. All right.
Then Marisha will keep this Draugr because it is a color toward her set. And I believe that wraps up everything that will happen in this turn. So we can take our dudes back, and then we'll restart the board.
Take our meeples.
Super. Welcome to round 2, everybody. And I'm the one who gets to go. I'm the one who gets to go first. Let's see here. It looks like it's going to be really easy to get spearmen this turn around.
See, the problem is, Will, no matter how many of those trolls you kill, you will never kill the biggest troll.
Yeah, that's true. I am a troll in real life, but I try to use my powers for good, which I think is important. In this game, maybe not so much for good, since these are my opponents and I want to win the game. But yeah, I'm going after monsters, not after villagers.
Yes, I do want to do that. Go to Lunesmith. Shield results also deal 1 damage, which is super cool. All right, and Marisha.
All right, I'm going to actually go to the generous merchant first.
1 wood and 1 food. All right, Chris.
Talking about grab me some spear needles.
I'm gonna take, because I'm the sword maiden. My strategy going in is to just collect as many sword maidens as I can, because obviously, theoretically, I should be getting more hits and therefore defeating more enemies. Hopefully, I'll be like a dark horse and people will be like, oh, I see that coming. What's up, sword maiden?
Yeah. I will, I have a bit of a responsibility to the entire table to stop Marisha from getting that market for free, but I don't want to go spend a lot of money in the market. Like, somebody else has got to step up and start shopping before she can go shopping. We got to work together, guys. I'm going to the blacksmith.
Are you going to ask him a question?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Get out.
Nailed it.
Get out.
Game over.
Yep.
I go to the merchant ship.
Just grab your 2
free spear peoples.
There you go.
Spear peoples.
Would you, just for me, store those on your card?
Here.
Because we'll see how you have see how these little spots on your card. If you
look at
fill up
that.
those spots on your card, you can't get any more dudes.
You can't get any more dudes.
Yeah.
I think I want to fight me a Draugr worth 4 coins.
Yeah, you do.
Because that seems okay.
I'm also gonna fight a Draugr worth 4 coins. Yes.
It's gonna happen.
Oh.
Ooh, he's risking it.
Guilford's going to the boat show.
Oh.
He's gonna go to the shipwright.
Are you gonna buy a boat?
I'm gonna buy a boat.
Are you getting your
How did
private
you get
yacht?
so much
again?
money?
Getting the
So
yacht?
getting my yacht.
You're getting the private yacht.
So being the seafarer coming into this, I feel like I need to embrace my personality, you know? So I think I'm just gonna get the biggest, baddest boat out there as soon as I can, and I'm just gonna go pillage as many towns and kill as many monsters that I can. I mean, I'm a pirate Viking.
I think I'm going to assign my meeple to raiders. Grab myself 2 more spears people. Amassing.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go for that free glory again.
There it is.
So I've been putting my meeples on Scalder because I figure, slow and steady wins the race. If you can get an extra 2 glory every round, why not? Take it. It all adds up at the end.
Hey, guess what? Everybody's getting blamed this time because nobody went to fight the troll.
The troll.
Alright, let's see what happens as I send forth the wild horde. Yeah, that got murdered, and I get a bonus thing.
You lose 2 dudes.
Because these people are worthless at defending themselves.
They're awful at defending themselves.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Nicely done, Allison. Allison, get stabby.
All right. Svan Hilder doesn't take no crap. All right. I got my girls. I got my ladies. I make them get in formation, and we do severe sword training all day, every day, nonstop. So many burpees happen during these training sessions. We've got thighs like tree trunks. It's hot. Oops.
Show that Draugr who's boss.
Come on, sword maidens. Good lord.
No, your ability.
Okay, I got him. I got him. I got
You did
4.
4 damage,
Yeah.
so you killed it and you lose 2.
I lose 2. These lame
dudes.
people who can't do anything.
Yeah, wow. How embarrassing to lose the fight when your meter is the sword maiden.
Yeah.
They're like, don't blow it.
I also get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's see.
All right, let's see what you get. What do you get?
Oh no! You lose 2 things.
But you could still kill it.
I love this game. It is where Lords of Waterdeep and Stone Age overlap, and it's fantastic. But I am so nervous about having to roll dice.
Oh boy!
Yahtzee!
Oh!
I lose and I die, and
you could re-roll.
You could re-roll, but your odds.
If you trade in your horn, yeah,
you could
your
trade
odds
in your
aren't
horn.
great.
all right, so I'm cashing in my favor.
Oh, he's doing it! He's doing it!
Calling in the gods.
I'm basically all in. I've burned my horn. I burned my horn. That's the thing. And I have gotten nothing out of this round. I will never be able to come back and defeat this and get points for the game. This is a really important fight for me. Oh gods, help me defeat that lindworm.
Lindworm.
Is that like a chocolate?
Well, I mean, look, this is very clear. The Norse gods exist, and they have shown me their favor. Like, peer review that. Checkmate, atheists. Oh boy, playing this high variance game is way outside of my comfort zone. Okay, I'm just gonna calm down. Woo!
All right, so that's the.
All right, okay.
Blame.
All
So
right,
everybody
gets a blame.
token?
Super.
Stupid troll.
Get these raiders for wood.
Gonna go back to my favorite shopping spot, the merchant ship.
Yeah.
Just get your free stuff.
Get my free stuff for the day.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend my 5 coins to grab a bonus meeple.
A new meeple.
Yeah. I knew that was part of my strategy from the start, was try to get that meeple right away, because it also denies it to the other players for that turn, and then they're kind of scrambling, figuring out how they're going to get it, while I'm busy grabbing objectives and doing stuff.
Well, before I take my action, I'm going to use my wealth card.
To bump up to 10 coins.
I'm going to get some 10 coins up in here, mofos. Yeah, that's good. So then I am going to...
Laugh at the peasants.
I'm going to take a meat and a wood, please.
I'm gonna fight this Draugr.
I'm gonna go to the sage's house.
Oh, nice.
Get some more destiny.
So I went searching for the destiny card. This is my calling. I have to be the one to kill the most amount of monsters at the end of the game. And you know what? I got this badass ship. I've got my axe dudes. I think I can do this. I'm monster hunting.
I think we could fight today. Allison.
I am going to go to the shipwright.
You gonna buy a boat?
And for 2 gold and a wood, I'm gonna buy me a boat. I'll just take this guide. Capacity 7. I wanted to get a good ship early on. Unfortunately, the yacht of all the ships was taken the round before me, so I couldn't get that. But I got the second best ship out there, and I feel good about my choice.
Actually, I'm gonna go to the land of spears. I'm gonna get some stabby stabbers?
All right, I am going to take my brand new Viking yacht.
Yes. Sail.
Oh, choices. I could gamble. I think I do want to gamble. I'm going to go grab another berserker.
Nice. All right.
It's a real
So you know what? I'm just gonna go with the sure thing and get myself some 2 meat.
Some meats.
Yeah.
And I get one more turn. Because I'm sure
You got an extra guy.
Extra meatball.
Now, the gambling is I'm going to go fight the stronger.
Oh, so you're gonna split your dudes.
Split my dudes.
Wow.
Interesting.
Split the party.
I feel like that's
Going
not,
for all the
I feel like
glory.
that's not a bad call.
No, I don't think it is.
All right, so I believe that's everybody's dude. So let's place our warriors. If you're banking on losing a dude to lost a thing, then there you go. Yeah.
Maybe losing the dude.
Look at there, sis. You know who's on that book? Sacrificial swordsman.
Hey, guys! Why am I wearing a red shirt?
Yeah. He's just got his sword. And when
He's all ready.
Sword?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's how the sword works.
Meat
It's a
sword.
meat sword. Teddy, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be great. He's well known for his meat sword.
He is known.
So go ahead and fight that troll there, Chris.
Let's see what happens. I need some. Oh, you gotta be.
Well, you don't lose a dude.
Well, I don't lose a dude. So I believe we actually put a little wound thing on the troll, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So second round of combat.
Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah, it's all kinds of murder. And you get an extra glory.
I do get an extra glory. I do.
Oh, and you get to lose a blame.
And I get to lose a blame and assign it to someone else.
Why are you looking at me like that, Chris?
Because you're on a trip about to get 14 points.
It's easy to point fingers when you're far away on a boat.
Yeah, right.
It is true. I mean,
I'm trying to keep the village safe.
Yeah.
And you're just all, I'm on a boat, I'm on my yacht.
Oh, guess what? I'm on an expensive yacht. I'm having a meat sword party on my expensive yacht.
Look, I worked hard for that yacht, okay?
Yeah,
You cannot, don't judge me based on my hard work.
Inheriting stuff isn't easy.
Yeah.
You gotta pay a tax, which is really a death tax.
But I think I'm gonna give this one to Will.
Damn it!
After all that.
You're the worst. All right.
Right behind me.
I'm gonna
Fight the
you.
Draugr.
Fighting Draugrs. Thank you.
Oh, no, you did it.
That's
you did
two.
it, right? Yeah.
No, he kills 2. You gotta do 3.
No, you did do 3 because shield, if you flip the card.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you're
you
dead,
lose a
and I lose a dude.
Yep.
Who's this guy who did nothing?
Yeah, worthless. All right.
Chris,
now I'm fighting.
I don't want to touch your dice.
No, you probably give them better luck than what I have.
That sounds. I'm so sorry for you.
All right, here we go.
Hey, there you go.
Oh man,
You
murdered
still
the
lose
hell
a
out of
dude.
it.
Yep,
You
so I
lose
lose
a
a
dude,
dude.
but you
Had a
hacked that
bonus
guy
score,
up
though.
good.
There we go.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Fancy pants make yachts a lot.
Oh no!
It's a whirlpool.
Oh no!
Do we try and save him? His sacrifice will not be forgotten. Okay, now let's see.
Yeah?
I killed it, but I lose 3 dudes. Okay, perfect. So, well, not perfect. I mean, here's
a prophecy foretold.
I planned it that way. I wanted to lose half my army.
All my moves just got taken.
Sorry.
Ah, man, come on, fight the other one.
Inadvertently clever move.
Oh, I get to assign blame. That's right.
My only love is the sea.
Well, I mean, it's certainly not like you don't have enough food to spend. Here we bring out a new merchant ship, which is meat and wood. That's interesting.
Spirit of Teddy lives.
Yeah, boy. Good
Teddy
job,
the
Ted.
meat
Good
sword.
old Teddy meat sword. Teddy meat sword. Teddy meat sword.
In my mind, the meat sword is kind of like Cloud's Buster sword, but just like tri-tip.
Meat sword seems like that should be a new class. Meat sword should be a class where, at the very least, it should be like a specialization.
Right, yeah.
Plus 2 to forearm strength.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Forearm strength.
Sorry.
Fantastic. Bravo, Allison.
Yes. I'm gonna go get 2 meat and a wood, please. He's just going after Fire Dude again.
Boating it. Damn you.
Really taking the troll from Chris is, it's honestly just personal. It's just a little bit of vacation. I don't care about trolls. Guilfoyle, you can't be bothered with these low-life trolls. So you know what, Chris? If that's how you want to spend the rest of your life, just killing trolls, day in and day out, that's fine. But not today. This one's mine.
I was pretty sure that was gonna happen. So I'm actually gonna take first turn.
Oh, wow. All right. I am going to buy this success rune, and I'm going to use it immediately, and I'm going to reveal my destiny card of having the most money.
Oh, how much points do you get?
5.
5 points.
And then I get to keep this destiny card.
That's nice. That's worth 10 points to you. Okay.
Gonna go to the haters, get some spears.
Yeah, risky. We're gonna go fight.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna do something kind of crazy, but we're gonna see what happens over here.
Whoa.
All right.
Going on a trip.
I just drew a destiny card called Killed the Most Trolls. That's super useful. It also came along with Kill the Most Draugr. Also super useful. So now I'm beginning to feel like my destiny is to not score any points for fulfilling destinies.
Gonna go sailing.
Okay.
Sailing to the meat sea.
I don't know why that makes me so laugh so hard, but it does.
Well, I'm just
To trade in 2 gold.
Oh man, nothing worse than having to make the math work.
And 2 for 2 meat, please.
2 meat, here you go.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to the Stave Church to get 3 horns.
Let's go to the generous merchant. Some meat and some wood.
I'm going to do the risky play.
Listen,
Yes,
you
you
didn't.
are.
Yeah, come on. Fake
My name is really just a battle cry.
What's your name, sir?
Wait, it's terribly wrong.
Can
What's
you-
your capacity?
My capacity 7. 5, 6, 7.
But you can't feed all your dudes.
Oh no, I hope I don't lose one to like a whirlpool or something. That would be a bummer.
Not
Taylor's brother. I sure wouldn't want that to happen. Oh no, Freddie Meat Spear. I believe everything's been placed, so Chris is not on the troll. We have where's Marisha?
It's me.
Marisha,
I know.
axe that troll.
It just seems like it should be that way.
Yeah,
See
axe
what
that
happens.
troll.
Oh,
That's 2 damage. That troll is dead, but you lose
But I
both
lose,
of your axe
but
dudes.
they're gone.
And you have to reassign blame.
To reassign blame.
Gee, I wonder.
That is shocking.
Go move up 6.
All right, I just need one stabby thing to happen. That is.
Oh, and I get a bonus point.
Oh, so good.
So good. So you get 5 and a bonus point.
Bonus point. So then my 5.
All right. So now the expendables are going to go into action.
So they need to do 2 damage.
Which they do.
And you do.
Yeah. Okay. So you get another bonus because that's a new roll. Yeah.
And you get 4.
Unless you get 4 and another 2 gold.
All right, let me.
What happens on your journey to the Fenner Cup land?
Hopefully nothing really goes wrong. Oh, all's quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Because I didn't really prepare for something terrible to go wrong. All right, let's see what happens.
Just need 1.
That kills them and they both die.
They die. Jump
Then
back
we'll see
in.
what happens. For me, it is. Oh
Freddie.
no! It's a whirlpool. No,
Oh, Freddie Meat Spear.
Bye.
Freddie.
Bye, Freddie Meat Spear. The Elder. And I have to do 2.
2.
Which happens twice, and I lose 2 dudes.
I'm getting my ass
Okay.
thoroughly kicked.
Yeah, but you're rich.
Yeah, what do you care? You're rich.
All right. Oh, it's quiet.
Wow.
All right, very nice.
Good day to see you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
just dumb in how I go sailing.
Well,
everything looks good. What's that?
right.
Does that look whirlpool-y? We should go there.
I realized that literally every other person who went on the ocean managed to avoid a whirlpool this time around. But in our defense, we were having a really fun time eating teddy jerky, and we just didn't see that the barometer was dropping.
One hit. One hit is all we need, my ladies, to make this happen.
Hit it or quit it. They quit it. You have a horn.
Blank. Just blank. Like, my women got up there, battle started, and they were like, no, never mind, we're not, I'm gonna break a nail, Get it together, sword maidens.
I adore Allison. I think she could maybe be a more inspiring sword maiden. Maybe be a little less Arlie Ermy, a little more one of those people who are not like him.
So you got this. You got this. You only need one hit. You got this.
Oh, I got all the hits!
No, you got all the hits.
The hits happened.
So you get
Get a horn back.
horn, and you get 9 points. Any bets on what I'm going to do?
Is it going to be fight the troll? I feel like it's probably going to be fight the troll.
Wow.
I saw it coming. Okay.
Being the player to go first, I can immediately jump on the troll, which will get rid of the blame that Marisha assigned me, and then I'm going to see what else I can do to kind of maximize my point total for the remainder of this round, because I feel like I'm in the lead, but I want to make sure that it's a comfortable lead.
The only way I'm gonna make big things happen is if I go
Instead
after
of
this
sketching
claim
them
him
out,
right at the beginning.
or making them on the computer, I'm gonna fucking paint a meme on a goddamn canvas. It'll take me 48 hours.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right.
There you go. Well done.
Chris is only 4 points ahead of me right now. We're in the last round. You know, at this point, it could be anyone's game. He doesn't know my destiny cards. I'm a pretty destined person, Gilfor is.
I think I'm gonna go fight that guy. The yacht club that Marisha and the others have, you know, they're really fixated on the boats and fighting the big monsters. And yeah, the monsters have big point totals on them down at the bottom, but I can get that same amount if I spread out to these other areas and take control of them.
I'm taking these mofos.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I would have done.
He's on a boat.
I got this handy True Vision card, which it allows me to draw 2 additional Destiny cards, and I get to pick one.
So I just got the destiny to have the most amount of meat at the end of the game, and I feel like this is very thematic. So I'm gonna lean into this. Even if I don't have the most honor, having the most food, it's not a bad way to go.
I think I'm actually going to go to here.
Oh, mother! That just totally blew my only chance.
I'm sorry.
What'd you just do? What did I miss?
She was going to spend all her money to buy 4 horns.
Because I realized the math got me way more glory than having
Money?
the money.
This is how he laughed at me through all the Kaido. This is the laugh.
I know, we're all...
This is exactly the laugh. You're the devil.
I feel like we're all reaching that moment of realization together where we're all like, wait a second.
To be fair, I did warn you the biggest troll was right here.
Oh, man!
He did say that.
I just got lightheaded. That was so painful. All right, I'm going here. I'm going to buy 2 wood, actually, which means I'll take 2 meat, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for shopping at Meat Mart. Try a lot.
Meat Mart.
It is.
You were shopping at Meat Mart.
All right.
I'm just going to go to the skull.
You, Chris! Oh my gosh!
At first you stole the church from me. Whatever.
But did you really need those 2 measly glory points at the Scald? No. Guess who did? This girl. I need those 2 glory points. Why are you taking my points, Chris? Now you're just being a jerk.
Allison, it's not personal, okay? It's not you. What I'm doing is the optimal strategy. Unfortunately, screwed Allison, but sometimes that's the way these things go.
Well, screw it. I got it. I'm just gonna go for broke then.
Well, that's where I was going to go, but I can't even get upset about that on account of things that happened. I'm not quite sure if Chris is playing to win the game or to destroy us as human beings.
You could be the first player and get a sword. That's...
Yeah. You know what? It's a sword.
Not a terrible idea.
It's a sword. Thanks, Marisha.
And here, take it from Chris. Take something from him. So maybe he'll know what loss feels like.
I feel like this game was going so well.
Been played like fools this whole time. Let's get some raiders. Is that? Oh, that's everybody.
Oh, well, it turns out that you are quite done.
All right.
Hunting ground.
Hunted.
That meat.
Oh, you got a lot of meat.
Meat.
Someone's winning a Destiny card.
Fight the troll.
May not be the most honorable, but I will be the fastest.
You got the troll, you lost your dudes, you get a wood for some reason,
And I get to assign blame. I don't know if I should put it on Will to be a jerk, or if I should put it on Marisha, who is, kind of my main threat.
This game is an airplane, and I'm sitting in 14A, and Marisha is in 3C. Here comes Chris with his screaming baby. There's an open seat next to each one of us. Where's he gonna sit?
I'm gonna give her the blame token, and it's really gonna hurt because the difference between 4 blame tokens and 5 is something like 5 extra negative points, which is a pretty huge swing in this game.
I don't know what I did to deserve this, all right? I was doing my job of being the C-worthy one, and now the town hates me for it. Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be a naked procession screaming and yelling eggs at me soon.
Go kill that Draugr.
All right, let's just see it. One dude against one dude.
Yep.
Just going for broke this time. Come on, Axeman. I haven't used you the entire game.
Dudes on dudes.
Oh!
All kinds of dead.
All right, so he's dead.
You get a gold, and it goes up 3.
All right, Draugr, you just need to do 2 damage. Oh, yeah.
All right, so take your extra points.
Bonus.
You lose a dude, and then you get 2 gold.
Sweet.
Hey, Slip, do you want to find out what happens on your journey?
No. Because the only way this is good for me if it's all clear. Me, I have to fight a kraken!
But you get 3 extra victory points.
If you don't die, you get 3 extra points.
What do I have to get? 2? I just have to get 2 hits? Can I though? Can I? That's really the question. Alright, just don't trip.
Just one sword person.
Oh, and you got a shield!
Add a shield!
Just 3 free points!
I don't lose a dude!
Nope, 3 free points.
Okay.
That was kind of great.
That was perfect. Yeah. Okay, now what do I have to get? I just have to get 1. I just have to get 1 hit.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Got it.
Alright, so wait, I lose 2 dudes.
Yeah. And
So I move 12.
I'm on 49.
Oh my god, you guys, I'm not in last place. I understand not everything's happened yet.
No,
but
you guys,
just let me enjoy it for a second.
I'm in last place. I'm right back in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
This is where I live. All right, let's find out if I'm going to stay in last place.
So
Lose 1 in a storm, not a big deal. Goodbye, Speary. I just need 1.
Oh boy.
Well, you got it.
And a shield.
I don't really know what happened. I lose all my sword dudes. I killed this thing. I believe that we've reached that point in the game where we will total up the final scores.
Now I'm sitting here and I'm racking up the points in the final summation, and I'm actually feeling pretty good about my decision. I really think key was making sure I got that 1 Destiny card of having the most wood.
Have the most monster cards.
If it ties, you get 2.
Have the most Viking warrior dice,
Okay.
which I wasn't actually kind of going for.
You have 4 Viking warrior dice.
Yeah.
Yep. Have the most horns at the end of the game. Have the most yellow enemy cards at the end of the game.
I
have 4.
You know, which I
Great, I get 3.
Have the most blue enemy cards at the end of the game. I have 3.
I have 3. So you tie.
Yep, 3 points for that.
This is all Chris's fault, man. I let him get away.
No blame. You have no, because you beat all the trolls.
It's all about the
You beat
trolls.
all the trolls.
Chris, congratulations. You are the Officers Lounge.
Drink some ale.
We're gonna drink some Viking ale and mead, and you'll get a trophy over in front of the winners wall.
I love trophies.
So, I feel like maybe Tabletop needs to like send you to a retreat after the way that last round went down.
Yeah. I need like some recuperating
Like a spa retreat?
time. Yeah, like a nice massage.
Yeah.
And some coconut water. This is my 4th season of Tabletop.
Yep.
I've never won a trophy. I'm such an embarrassment.
No, you're not at all, because come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. You're not an embarrassment. You're not an embarrassment.
Okay, so what you're saying is we need participation awards?
Yeah. Can I just get a ribbon or something?
Yeah.
If I did that, you wouldn't come back next year to try and actually win a trophy, so I can't do that. And thanks for being on my show, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Okay. I'll see you on Titans Grade.
You know what Titans Grade is?
I do.
It's like it's my show that I do. Because you have your show. We only play my show once a year, and you get it once a week.
But it looks great.
It does.
And you have a fancy book.
Yeah, we do have a book. We have a book.
Chris, I was going to stab you to death with this, but it turns out we cannot get the rights to Reigns of Castamere.
Tough but fair.
Yeah, right. So, congratulations on a terrific win.
Thanks.
And it is my extreme pleasure and privilege to present to you the Tabletop Trophy of Awesome! Yes! Now, this might look like the Golden Shuttlecock International All-Around Champion Award, but it is, in fact, a custom-made trophy for you that has been created at great expense.
It looks like it.
And that is really your name engraved. So, please accept this. And if you wish, you may make a victory speech.
Well, first off, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I would also like to point out that I did not, in fact, horribly screw you over this game.
That is true.
So,
Right, so you're 50%
right,
on that.
yeah, 50-50.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah.
I feel like I had to share the love a little bit on this.
Yeah,
But,
you did. Marisha has some comments for you.
Yes, no, I am going to stay away from her in edged cutlery.
I think that's a very good idea.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. But yeah, thank you for having me. I had a great time, and hope to see you again on Tabletop. And kids, play board games. They're a lot of fun.
That's absolutely right. Until next time, be nice to each other and play more games.
But troll people.
No, hey, look, you won. I mean, you get to say that. Yeah. But don't listen to him just because he won.
But troll people.
But get off my set, Chris.
But I have the trophy.
Yeah, I know you do. Can we? Turns out we can get the rights to Reigns of Castamere.